Bashers. It is Tuesday, March 11th at 5:02 p.m. 2 minutes late, only because I got a cool email from Bob Randolph, so I wanted to write him back. Something interesting. I'm not going to talk about it on the show right now, but a proposition, so to speak. And it involves a Speedmaster. How interesting. We'll talk about that, Bob. If you're watching the show, I just sent you an email back. And everybody, welcome to the show. It's iBashers. It's your show. I just hosted. I am Dirk. This is the iBashers. Today it's Speedy Tuesday. As always on Tuesday, that's what we do. We talk about Speedies. We can talk about anything else. And your wish list. Do you have a Speedy that you love? We talk about Speedies every Tuesday. What's the Speedy that is on your wrist that you love the most? Or what's the one that's not on your wrist that you want the most? All hail the king is all I can say. Dave Fahrenheit 451. All hail the king. He is in at number one for the gabillionth time. This guy is just unstoppable. I don't think he sleeps. But because of his benevolence, this guy passes it on. So today, you know who got it? The incomparable Scotty Love. Now, 3 things, 4 things, 10 things about Scotty Love. So he's been there since the beginning. He's a Patreon. He's a Basher Supreme, somebody I've met in person. Incredible guy, great guy. I drink out of his wine glasses all the time, as you've seen on the show. And he's just a terrific fella and one of the sweetest guys in the whole wide world. So he got the Basher of the day because he came in it because, you know, Hitesh just got it. And James M is here. James M, shit. I'm going to send you one too because you're James M. I just had dinner with you last week and you were just a sensation. So he came in at number 3. Dave says, please pass my position on to a member that has never been Basher of the Day. I don't think Scotty Love has ever really done it. The odds of rolling a 7 in craps are 16.67% or 5-1, baby, 1 in 5. No one here gets out alive. Man, I got to trim this beard. It's crazy. It's almost time for the beard to come off. I can't wait to get rid of it because it's getting warm in New York finally, and I'm tired of this winter crap. It's just getting so scraggly. It's just getting so long now. I just have to keep putting some product in it. This is the highest probability of any outcome in craps. Well, you got it anyway, so because you're so beloved, my friend. So we got Dave in there at 1. We got Hitesh at number 2 and James M at number 3. And of course, the incomparable Andrew Wolkowicz at Canadian $5 super chat. Don't do that, Dave. Stop. I wouldn't do that, Dave. Instead, upvote and subscribe to get more Bastards. We have the best Bastards, so this is a show about quality over quantity. You know, lots of people have 1 million, 500,000, 200, 300,000, whatever they have. But it's not interactive. People just talk at you or whatever. This is a show where we get together and we're actual people that have little relationships and we get to know each other and be an inspiration and boldly go where no one has gone before with consent, of course. So we start out, as we always do, with the incomparable Andrew Wolkowicz and his gong that he owns. It's his own. No one else gets it but him. Because he's always the first super chat every single day, every single show without fail. Andrew is the guy. Thank you, Andrew. You are beloved in these parts of the town. So he asked me to pass it on, and I did. I don't think he's ever been there, but hey, couldn't have gone to a better guy. The last one he got was actually he did get one, but I think that was the one where I gave everybody one. So there you go. Scotty Love, Basher of the Day. You deserve it, pal. Julian is in the room. Those who lack courage will always find a philosophy to justify it. Couldn't be more true in these dark times of untruths and bandwagoning and torches and all those things. It's very true. People, those who lack courage will always find a philosophy to justify it. Oh boy. Don't wait for the last judgment. It takes place every day. Isn't it funny how back in the day, before we had science and before we had it doesn't even matter anymore now with everybody's got a camera in their pocket and everybody's got a recorder in their pocket and you can record everything's on tape. CCTV, and I always get that wrong. CCTV in London, we all know, is wired up the wazoo, but so is New York. I mean, the guy that what's that guy's name? The guy that shot the guy that was the head of the pharmaceutical, and I forget his name off the top of my head because just the noise about that guy, the hero worship of that guy was just so ridiculous to me. He murdered somebody. I don't care what you think. Um, that guy, we have him on tape doing it. I mean, but back in the day when we were all waiting for the judgment that somebody made up, people would lead their lives in a certain way for the longest time and hope for the final judgment because we don't know anything. We don't know when we're going to carousel. In the future, apparently, it's the age is 30. I don't know. It's crazy. Don't wait for the last judgment. That's true. Don't wait for the last judgment. Be a good person every single day if you can. I mean, do what you can to. I went to the city today. One of my little. I don't really do it anymore, but I used to fix a lot of sound systems in New York City, clubs and bars and things like that, because I'm a gearhead and because I've been in a band and never had LSD, which is lead singer disease. I've always been one of those guys that fixes stuff. And so I wire up a lot of, well, I did. I don't anymore. I have one place left, and I don't make any money off of it or anything like that. It's like it barely pays for me to go in there, but I just love the guy so much that runs the place, and he's such a sweetheart. It's the only place I still, when he calls me, I jump and I go there. But man, the city, the subways today were so crazy, and people were on their phones and blocking the stairs and doing every single thing imaginable to make you go insane. Now, I was trying to get in and out because I knew that the problem there was going to take me about 2 hours, and it did. It took me about an hour 40 to figure out that they needed some ground lifting, and I couldn't believe I went into I said, oh, there was a hum coming from it's a small club. It's like a speakeasy kind of place where the Broadway folks, and they come in there and they sing songs and people drink and stuff. It's a cabaret, I guess, but there's no cabaret shows. It's just people get up and sing. And they've got about 4 or 5 wireless mics, and they have a piano, and they have a monitor behind the piano for the piano player. And the piano, it was going woo, humming. So that's usually the first thing you worry about, is that there's a ground problem. It's electrical. It's something that's, it's a cycle hum that you hear. So I figured that out pretty much right off the top. We went to a store, me and the guy that was manning the bar, and figured that all out. So it took me about an hour and 40 to figure that out, then tweak the sound, make sure everything sounds good, effect is good, reverb is good. And then I had to bolt back home because I have a show to do. I have other things I need to get done. And man, I could not get down the stairs in Grand Central Station because of everybody walking down the stairs doing this. It took all of my basher power to not push them down the stairs. I mean, my God, you're in the flow of traffic, people. Just get off your phones and go down the stairs, and then find a little niche next to the stairs or under the stairs. There's places you can stand to wait for your train, stand up against the wall, and then you could do your stuff. But one guy had a child with him. So what are you supposed to do? There's a child there. You're not going to get all huffy and puffy when he was holding his child while he was on the phone. And he was taking up the whole width of the staircase. And there's about 60, 70, 100 people behind me. And I just looked at him and I just said, you should get off your phone. And then he got off his phone and I walked past him. But thank you. Don't wait for the last judgment. Every little things you could do. Don't explode. You don't have to. You know what? Take the high road. When they go low, we go high. I believe that. It's true. Julian also says, is it normal to give away a little of one's life in order not to lose it all? Well, dearest Julian, don't we all do that? Or don't we all do that in a small way because of responsibilities? I look at it this way, and I had this conversation with my father-in-law this morning. He had some stuff that he needs to get done. He's in a crossroads where, he just recently lost his wife, our beloved Jewel. And she did everything. She was an incredibly organized person who took care of people's lives. Like, for example, he didn't have to really want for much. He's long retired. She took care of paid the bills, made sure all the things, the the T's were crossed and the I's were dotted. And he was frustrated because now we've had to help out. We've all had to pitch in and help out. And he was getting frustrated that no one has any time for him. But we do. We love him. We have plenty of time for him. We have as much time in the world as we possibly could. And I understand that frustration because you feel all alone in that situation. But as the cycle of life, the circle of life goes, you have about 10, 15, maybe 20 years if you're lucky for that carefree, wild abandon where you could get on a plane or kick your shoes off or, skip school and go to a beach resort or go work at Club Med, or you have a very finite amount of time before the responsibilities kick in. And those responsibilities are that we need to start taking care of our elders, or maybe you have children. And when you have children, your life is no longer yours. So you are giving a little piece of your life away. But don't those rewards come back to you tenfold? That you know that your elderly parents were cared for and comfortable, or your neighbor Rose, or your mother-in-law, or whatever your personal situation is, or your children, that they have the best of the best, or that stray cat that you decided to take in. You get so much more in return from it when you give a little bit of your life away. And you don't lose it all. I think you gain it all. You put it into perspective. Yes, trials and tribulations, things can be, like I worked my whole life. I've always had a day job. Now I have iBashers, and it's so much more rewarding. It's not the most financially rewarding thing in the whole wide world, but I'm working on it, and I look at it every single day on how to make life better. Because I don't want to get back into the grind and have a terrible boss and all those things. So, I look at these people that are in my life and need assistance. I know that one day I shall too. And when I need assistance, I can only hope that what I gave, I get. And like for all of you, I think that those things, it is normal to give away a little bit of one's life. It's not a sacrifice. It's a duty. That's how I feel. And if you happen to, you saw the buffet the other day, Drew B's house, and our beautiful Kay, assimilating into this world that existed before she got there. She lost her leg. She was abandoned, injured, malnourished, and the rewards that they're both getting right now. And we're getting too, because we saw it happen in real time. And it all started way back when Drew B came on the show and sent his barn cat pictures. Gives me incredible amounts of fulfillment every single day when I see these stories and I read them, and you guys write me and you tell me what's going on, and the pictures that you send me. So it is normal. We're not giving away. We're getting back in return. And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. It is my favorite lyric ever, Sir Paul McCartney. A guilty conscience needs to confess. A work of art is a confession, isn't it, though? In the best way ever, right? In the best way ever. That's the beauty about music and art. Like this guy that I met today in the bar that I fixed the music. I fixed the sound system. He's a bartender and he's also a singer. He's in a wedding band. I learned a lot about him today. Met him a couple times. Sweet young guy. Terrific singer too, because I had him test all the microphones as I was tweaking the room and making sure it sounded good. And it's hard to tell because when you do sound in an empty place, it doesn't sound anything like when the room is filled with people who create sound baffling. And he was telling me about how the new Gaga record, he just was singing Abracadabra. And I was like, oh man, have you heard the hell record? It's amazing. And he was telling me, I saw the look of joy on his face. He said, her art for me gives me sanity because it's so pure. It's not adulterated. It's creative. And she writes a lot of autobiographical stuff. Art is the thing that makes our hearts move. Visual art, oral art, AUR, that kind makes us. Art is the thing I think in our lives that gives us the momentum to move forward and to dream. So yeah, a guilty conscience needs to confess. I think it's really sad nowadays because I think a lot of people are guilty of a lot of malfeasance, and I don't think that they have the ability to confess, and that's a problem. And Julian says, to be famous, in fact, one has to kill one. Is that plucked from the news? You're a funny guy. Hello, bastards. What happened to Watch Fashion Police yesterday, Dirk? Listen, it's not something we can do every single week because people's lives and responsibilities get in the way. I believe just yesterday it was we were going to do part 2 of the Oscars, and we will do that. But I think what happened was Michaela had something that pressing that she needed to take care of, and that's her prerogative, as she's a third of our show. We are the 3 amigos on that show. It's all or none. That's how it works. We will not do Watch Fashion Police without one of the 3 of us in the room. And I think that that's fair because that's how it started and that's how it shall remain. I apologize if you missed the show yesterday. I always look forward to it too. And it's a shame, but it was pressing. Listen, she runs her own business. She's got a really growing YouTube channel and she's a married lady. So she's got things she's got to get done. And just so happened it happened on Monday. But we'll be back. She will be back. Ray says, I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. That's what I was going for. I'm still trying to get the AI gods to give me the Soviet Union and the American astronauts like in a perfect airlock scenario, because there used to be so much while there might, during the Cold War, while we might not have gotten along with our Soviet counterparts, there was always unity in space and in watches. Really great question is like, what watch did the cosmonauts wear? What watch did the cosmonauts wear? I don't even know the answer to that question. I think it's really stupid. Well, here we go. The Strela was a central piece of flight gear issued to cosmonauts for over 20 years, and the watch has gained the reputation of being the Russian equivalent to the Speedmaster. The Seconda was worn by Alexei Alexandrovich Gubarev on the Soyuz 28, spelled with a J, that's why I got confused, 28 mission in 78. Let's see that. The Strela watch. Often wore the star. Okay, early manned space flights, they wore the Sturmansky Strela. That's what I want to know what that is, and I want to see it. Let's take a look at that. Let's Google that, and I'll bring it up on the screen. Okay, images. How interessante. Let's take a look at that. What a great thing to find out there. I had no clue about that. Is this it? Here's some of them. What an interesting thing on Speed Tuesday. Okay, is this it? That's the chronograph. So I guess it's this guy, right? Oh, that's a pilot. Huh. How interesting is this? That's cool. Great looking watch, huh? Holy macaroni. That is a great looking watch. Me likey this. Wow. Look at that. Look at the design of this thing. Oh man. What do these go for? How many you want? How much you want for that? How much you want? People want 435 euros for that thing. That's not so bad, right? Huh. But I feel like I don't have the exact watch. I think that's the problem. The Strela, Russian space watches. This is cool. Let's do that. And then okay, great. Let me pull this up for you guys. What a cool thing to look at on Speedy Tuesday. Okay, let's go to the top. Let's go to the top of the page, baby. Look at this. First watch in space was Yuri Gagarin. Of course it was. And what was he wearing? Oh, he's wearing that thing. The Sturmansky. Okay, look at that. That's certainly no chronograph, though. That is cool. Look at Yuri. He's cool as hell. I guess this watch is Zevdeny Gorodok. Oh, there it is. Look at that thing. Well, that certainly doesn't look like a spacey watch, and certainly that ain't no Speedmaster, baby. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, that's a great. That's it, man. I love this one. The Seconda, that's the one. God, 435 pounds or euros. That's not so bad. Oh, and there's a bunch of them. It's very, very cool. Now I know. Wow. You know what? I'm going to put that on my wish list because I like really unique watches, especially an old one like that because they haven't made them in 40 years. How cool is that? Unbelievable. Kevin Landon's in the room, number 11, upvoted today. The Eye Bashers will be bashing live with Dirk and all the bashers. Hey, Kevin Landon, great to see you live. Hey, hey, hey. Send us a picture if you can because, we love that stuff. So great to have you live. I just got one from Sharon and Fergal and Melly C and Ray and Steve. Lots of good Gallery of Bastards for this Speedy Tuesday. Our beautiful Melly C is in the room. Hi, gorgeous. Happy Speedy Tuesday, Dirk and all the bashers. Purple hearts right back to you. And well done, King Dave. Indeed, he's just unbelievable. And he says, thank you. Panel Powers here. Hey, I have a question for you. I know you speak Italian and Latin, apparently, but do you live in Italy? Because you send me pictures all the time, and he's got some pictures from the Accademia today. Now, David and all that, or Davide. Now, that means you're in Firenze. Do you live there? Because I don't know. I mean, because you speak the language and your photographs are always there. I don't know this for sure, whether or not you live there. I would love to know because, that's my plan. What is it with the Irish and Italy? Just fascinated by, you know what it is? There's no meat and potatoes and cabbage in a big bucket of water. It's all that pasta. Hey, look who's in the room. It's Dino. Hello, hello. Hey, you know who I don't see in the room right now? Do I see him? Do I see him? Do I see him? Do I see him? Oh shit, I don't see him. You might be getting away with murder, my friend, today, because I don't see Drooby Doo in the room to show off his moon swatch. I hope he's okay. I mean, Speedy Tuesday is such an important day for you two. So today's supposed to be the Snoopy moon phase, right? Isn't that what we were getting today? Well, I hope that happens through the course of the show. Otherwise, I'll be crazy. Anyway, panel power, buonasera, Bashas, buonasera a tu. Hello. And Marta's here and the beautiful Bronson upvoted. Let's get the show started. Let's get it. Cats in boxes, and we love that. A lie circles the globe before the truth has time to put on its shoes. Isn't that the truth nowadays? I don't know where, Sunday Mass this week, we talked about where people get their news sources and how we generally tend to gravitate towards the stuff that's more like-minded to how we envision stuff. Let's face it. A lot of people just want to hear what they want to hear, and that's the noise. That's the problem. I don't like hearing stuff that I don't want to hear, but I want to hear it if it's real. And that is a very big problem. And a lie, misinformation, untruths, and like I said, we all have cameras and we have all the ability to record everything. People still see things happen, like that guy's name, which I can't remember, that murdering guy. What's his name? Menjad. What's his name? What is that guy's name? Anybody remember that guy's name? He's a super famous guy. I'm looking through the things right now. Mangione, right? Mangione. That kid, whatever. He'll have to, when the judgment day comes, he'll have to answer to that, so to speak, as they say. And Fergal's here, looking great with his Mark II Speedy. Hey, Dirk and all the bashers, great to see you. And tip of the hat to your beautiful bride as well. Scotty Love and James M. Enjoy you guys. See, that's the beautiful guy who is Dave Fahrenheit 451. I got an email today. And this just goes to show you what a shit New Yorker I am. I got an email. Why not email? It was a Facebook message. And the only reason why I looked at it, because I hate Facebook, was I got a message from a guy that was the promoter of the show I played in Athens 5 years ago. I can't believe it's 5 years ago, but it is. It was 2019. And his name is Manolis, and he's a great dude. And he's coming to New York, apparently. And he's looking for some great recommendations on kick-ass bars and restaurants. And I was thinking to myself, wow, I don't really know. Because I don't go out because I cook all the time, and I'm a bit of a wine snob within reason. And I buy wine and drink it here. When I go out, it's very rare. Like I went out with James M last week. We had an amazing dinner with a gorgeous bottle of Clerc Million. This guy's Facebook page, this guy Manolis, this Greek guy, it's all steak and wine. Now, I wrote him back and I said, I cannot help you out on the steak thing, but I've been to all the big steakhouses. I've been to Peter Luger's, I've been to Sparks, I've been to Keen's, I've been to all the famous steakhouses because I love the wine list and I love the sides, the potatoes, the cream spinach, all that. Well, I love all that stuff. So I've been there and I can help him out. But kick ass, and I said, you have to clarify to me what kick ass represents to you now. He's a heavy metal guy, but he's a family man. He's a middle-aged guy. And he likes the finer things. I don't know if he likes great watches or anything like that, but he loves a good bottle of wine and he loves a great steak. So he's not like, smoking weed and listening to Motley Crue. I mean, this is a businessman. He runs a gigantic festival every year in Athens. Thousands and thousands of people come to this weekend show. It's 2 shows, 2 nights, and it's become one of the biggest festivals in all of Europe for hard rock and heavy metal. And he gets some pretty big people in there, unlike us who are like just, golden oldies. So we played that. So I had to I'm putting together a list. And like anybody who comes to New York, Bashers, if you could help me out, if you want to send me an email at basherdirk@gmail.com, that is basherdirk@gmail.com, about your favorite places that you've been to in New York. Like I went through that with James M. I mean, I love the TWA Hotel. Aesthetically, it's one of the most beautiful buildings you've ever seen because it's impossibly mid-century modern. It's Eero Saarinen, the very famous architect who was one of the fathers of the movement. And it's beautiful. And it's a disused airline terminal that has been turned into an amazing hotel and bars and restaurants. And it's great. It's at the airport too. It's attached to the JetBlue terminal, which is very, very cool. That's where I want to go because the food is really good. It's by Jean-Georges. Isn't that snooty? But it's not crazy expensive. It's like $14 appetizers and $26 entrees. You can get a pizza for $20. And I know that that's ridiculous, but it's a restaurant and it's in this cathedral of architecture. But in Manhattan, if you guys, there are any places like the Nathaniels and the people that come to New York on the Scotty Loves, where do you love to go? Like, what can I do to help me recommend to this guy? Because I do not eat animals, as you know. I've been a vegetarian since I was a wee person because it just never worked for me. And I'm not a preachy guy. You do what you can and you save the elephants or, work on the clean air or fossil fuels or whatever your particular thing is. For me as a kid, I always knew that animals were not somebody I wanted to eat. So I haven't, and I've never gone back on it. And, but I sit in steakhouses with people while they have their big steaks. It's not my fight. I think everybody's, stance should be personal unless it harms other people. And, animals are murdered, but whatever. I don't get on the soapbox for that because I just don't feel like, and I don't like convincing people of anything. I don't think trying to convince people like that album is great or you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that is just a fool's errand because people are going to do what they want to do. And people will do things that you don't do. Like I have, like my dear friend Mimi, she is a Red Cross volunteer and she gets out of her bed, she gets in her car and she goes to the worst disaster sites in the world and sees horrors. I can't do that. That's what she does. I can't do that. I mean, I could do it, but I'm not brave enough to do and see the things that she's seen. So, yeah, but like, if there's I know this guy loves a great steak. And if Sparks and Keen's and Peter Luger's are the old school Homestead, that's a big one too. There's lots of other ones like Morton's is commercial garbage. That I know that the Cheney ones are crap and people shouldn't go there. And I'd like to recommend, he's a great guy. We had a great time in Athens. He did yell at me though. So here's a funny story. Here's a band story that you might find interesting. So my band had been broken up for for 27 years. You know, we were kids, we made a bunch of records, we did and then it just got so ridiculous we just stopped playing. We never broke up or any of that shit. We just stopped. So we got together in 2018 to do this show, our first gig in 27 years. And then 2019 we played. This guy was at the show. He's like, I do the show in Greece. Please play after we were done. So we went there and he flew us in. And that was the flight that Paul passed out on because he has vasovagal syndrome. We didn't know it, and Emirates treated us very badly because we didn't know what was happening. So we get on this Emirates flight out of Newark, New Jersey, and JS, the guy who created the People's Unite thing that everybody's doing, the blackouts on Amazon, all that great stuff, that he was playing drums for us at that show. So we got on this 777, and we're in the back of the bus because, you know, we're not White Snake or Def Leppard. So we're in the back of the bus, and we had a couple of glasses of wine with our friends Kate and Carl in the lounge, like 2 glasses of wine. Nobody got drunk or anything like that. We get on the flight, and dinner comes, and it's kind of just terrible. And Paul gets up to go to the restroom, and he was acting a little weird. And it was me at the window, Paul in the middle, and John, my oldest friend and guitar player, and him in. And he goes, Dirk, what the hell's going on with him? He looks weird. And I said, I don't know. I don't know. And he's standing at the lavatory. We can see him, and he's standing like this. And the next thing you know, he hits the ground. We both spring up. We find him. He passed out. It was the heat and the pressure, and it's a thing. Vasovagal is a thing that if you have it, certain things can trigger it. It's usually due to like barometric pressure, or it could be something you drank. Turns out if he ever has Luigi, thank you, Tracy Ferris. If you ever, some people like Paul can't drink champagne. That's it. It's over because he gets lightheaded and it's weird. It's basically fight or flight. It's a very strange thing. Anyway, I digress. So we get to Athens, and they booked us. Listen, when a promoter on a mid-level festival circuit books you a hotel, go find yourself another hotel. So we booked ourselves at this place called the Grand Britannia, which was a beautiful hotel right on Syntagma Square. It was really the nicest hotel there. And he booked us in a Roach Motel place. And well, sure, that's fine if you're 18 to 24 and you're on the road and you're working your way up in the rock world. You don't mind that stuff. But when you're in your 50s, you don't want to stay at the Roach Motel. You want to stay at a beautiful hotel, and they had tea service. It was lovely. So we play the show. It goes very well. And then we go to Hydra for a couple of days. And then we had a meeting with our record company because we signed with a Greek record label at that time to Destroy All Humans, our new album. And we sit down with this promoter and the record label, and they give us like a lashing. And they're like, well, why did you book other hotel rooms if you weren't using your hotel rooms? And I said, well, I told you we were not going to be using those rooms. It was up to you to give them away. You booked a room, 5 rooms for the band and the crew, and, for people to double up on. And I was like, thank you so much for that. We'll take the flights, but you can give your rooms away, because I said you can give your rooms away. But they didn't. It was your prerogative. They're like, it's a waste of money and all this stuff. I was like, so we got yelled at by this guy. I didn't take it personally because he's trying to run. He had like 20 bands flown in from all over the world. And our record company guy, it's an independent Greek label. And we decided to go with them because that's where our fans are. Our fans are not in the United States or the UK. They're in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Greece, Italy, crazy places. So I was like, we'll just do that. We get to do big vinyls and stuff like a regular record label is not going to do this, right? A regular, like, you have to go with so this was our album on vinyl, and they did a gatefold. It was amazing. They did a gatefold. So like, you can't get anybody to do vinyl because rock fans like vinyl, and it's the really good stuff. I forget what the gram is like. Dean would know. Like, what is the really heavy duty vinyl? It's really heavy duty vinyl. So he did that for us, and he was terrific and whatever. But he yelled at us because we booked nice hotels, and it was the only guys that stayed in the hotel was our guitar player Jimmy, and that's it. So like 4 of those rooms didn't get used. We used one of them for a little quick rehearsal because Jay had just come in to learn how to play the songs. So we used one of them, but it was just in a really crap part of town called Ammonia for anybody who knows Athens very well. This place was called the Gagarin, and it was a big theater, and it was in kind of like the Times Square part of town. And we were staying in the most beautiful part of town because we were there for one show and then a week. So we wanted to go look around and go to an island and see the sights because Greece has so much to offer. It's a beautiful place. And he yelled at us for that. And I looked at him. I said, "Dude, I'm not 28 years old. I'm not staying in a Roach motel. That place was. You opened up the front door and it hit the bed." So anyway, I digressed so far on that story, but that's crazy town. Andy M is in the room. Hello, kind sir. Wishing you and yours only good things. Only good things to you. Cats and boxes. Cats and boxes. Give your beautiful wife a big kiss. Thank you so much. Yeah, Luigi Mangione. Yeah. At the end of the day, listen. Can we just be sensible? Like, I murdered somebody. I don't care what it was for. You murdered somebody. You need to go to jail. And that's that. Do I think that guy deserved to die? No, I think he probably deserved to be investigated and fired. I don't know what he did personally. That this guy's, he was only in the job for a couple of days. And like I said, you know how many people in the business world would have taken that guy's job in a heartbeat? He's making a ton of money, $10 million in compensation. I mean, those people make ridiculous. It is absurd to the world that pharmaceutical people, it costs a lot of money to do the research and development for drugs. We all know this. Then there's the generic drugs. After the big drug comes out and its copyright gets used, like, Victarvi or whatever the, Columba. They come up with these crazy names. And Paul always says he wants to be the guy that names all the drugs because they all have the dumbest names. Once that, like a 4-year period, you can have Viagra came out. It was Pfizer came up with Viagra, and all the Viagra people, all of the Pfizer people used to drink at my old bar, El Rio Grande, that I worked in for 24 years. And they said, "You wouldn't believe this, man. We have a hard-on drug." And I went, "What?" They're like, "Oh yeah, that's ED is over." And I went, "Oh wow, what does that mean?" He goes, "We're working on a drug for heart patients." And it had some very interesting side effects. Sometimes that's how drugs happen. They were working on this blood flow thing for cardiac patients, and everybody was getting an erection. So then they found out why it did that, and it was called whatever that drug is called, so something to fill, sildenafil or whatever. So then after about 5 or 10 years, whenever that the brand can no longer be the only drug on the market, then generics can be made. And oftentimes generic drugs are farmed out to foreign countries. Like China is a very big manufacturer of drugs, and they have to be FDA approved and all that stuff. It costs a lot of money to make drugs. And this guy was the president of, I forget which one it was like one of the healthcare, one of the, so they pass the buck on to these healthcare companies essentially. So when you go in America, and because most of the world doesn't have to deal with this, because you pay higher taxes and then your healthcare is provided for the most part in most other countries. But in America, your premiums are such that when you go to a hospital or you need a drug, you have a second plan that pays for your drug prescriptions, and it can be anywhere from $1 to $300 depending on the drug. If it's a generic drug, it's generally cheaper. But the problem is, and I get it, that those people set these horrible rates to the consumers, the people who need the drugs. And not a lot of stuff gets done because they have lobbyists and all these things to keep these people rich. And most of the people in that world, in the healthcare and pharmaceutical world, are extremely wealthy people. And I understand that it's on the backs of the ill and the infirmed and all that. And it's a terrible thing. I don't think committing murder helps people. I just don't. I know a lot of people like Free Luigi. They do it because he's good looking. And that is like, these are like these sorry ass girls that are pen pals with the guys in prison. He's on death row. I love you, Junior. Oh my God, I thought I look at your picture every day. Well, thank you, darling. I'm doing my 3 consecutive life sentences and you bring me so much joy. There are people that do that. And that's the same mentality for me that this free Luigi Mangione thing is like. He's a hero. That's not the right guy to kill. You want to be a freedom fighter and a person that changes the world. That's not the way they do it. That's just garden variety murder. And now, he's going to have a big trial and there's going to be people free Luigi because he looks like a Abercrombie and Fitch model. Unbelievable. Thank you, Luigi Mangione. Forgot his name because they'll just annoyed the crap out of me. Judgment Day will be available every day until January 20th, 20. Well, did you not hear that Don Jr. is planning yesterday? The big news is Don Jr. says he's going to run. And you know what I found out yesterday? Goes to show you how much I don't know. Don Jr. is the guy that found J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is in a lot of hot water because he's such a flip-flop little twat. And he was the biggest Trump critic in the whole wide world until he got the call. Whoo-hoo, I'll change my tune. There's a lot of back end going on here. Everybody's getting the back end right now. But turns out that Don Jr. is planning on running. He's one of the dumbest people in the history of the world, second only to Eric. That can't be said of Ivanka because is Ivanka Trump. Yeah, she's very bright girl. But those two, they share a brain. But yeah, well, we'll see what happens with that. Or maybe there won't be any more elections. Who knows? Ken Furby says, hello, everyone. I love that Kubrick picture. Late to the show tonight. No, you're not late. I mean, it's all right. Listen, you know what I do. I kind of just hang out here and riff. So it hasn't been an hour in months. It hasn't been an hour in months, but it's great to see you. Well done, Dave. You're storming it. He's the stormer galore. Top dog. Bashers unite and push them. You're talking about that. Oh, I know. I'm so behind the chats because I wax on philosophical. Yeah, you just want to, but you just can't. Like you want to kill the pharmaceutical guy, but you just can't. You just can't. And I love that picture. What a great shot. Terrific. 22-32 party time, 10 years. Hey, Chris on the Upper East Side. Hey, somebody I've met twice in person because he's come in and photobomb my shows, which has been great. Chris on the Upper East Side. Not today, from sunny Chicago. Great to see you. Well, I got to go back there. They're probably one. Last time I was there, they were indifferent to me. I wasn't looking for special treatment or anything. I come in there, I mind my own business. I have a glass of wine. I have that beautiful little cheese thing that they do and maybe a little salad. And I go, I love that restaurant. Now, I don't know if my Greek friend would like that because it's French. And I don't know if he'd like that, but I love that place. Oh, it's amazing. Sharon, the cutie pie with the hearts. Who's cuter? I was given great advice. Make sure your retirement is as long or longer than the time spent working. Now, can I say that my dad's retirement was very, very long because he worked for American Airlines for 42 years and my dad lived to be 94. So who won that lottery? He sure did. That was health insurance and pension and all that stuff. My mom was a librarian at a big university here in New York. And it's true. It is. I mean, listen, so you're walking down the street one day and just go, ooh, Top Dog says, I thought we were empty nesters now taking care of mothers, etc. Wheels up soon. Yeah. Well, that's what we were talking about, Top Dog. I mean, but you know what? They did it for you. We what comes around goes around. We have to remember that the reason why we're here. Well, look at the animal kingdom. Like my father-in-law and Julie, every single year, these red-tailed hawks come to their fire escape, no one else's, because they tried to build a nest there like 10, 12, 15 years ago. And they realized that the people that live behind that glass welcomed them, and he took pictures. It got to the point where they could keep the window open, and they were not afraid of David and Julie in any way, shape, or form. And they still come, and they just started building a nest. Look at the way the animal kingdom takes care of of their children before they're able to fly, and we watch them all take first flight. But then they come back every year. The same birds come back, and it's a beautiful thing. We need to take a little bit more advice from the animal world. But yeah, but congratulations on your kindness and your ability. You might be, you look too young to be empty nesters, you two. You look young, and you guys still look young and sexy. Cosmonauts nowadays wear Casios. Oh, do they? That's interesting. But that watch was really beautiful, right? Wasn't it? My concern is spending a lifetime of never using racial epithets, religious slurs, misogynistic thoughts. I just let it rip. Yeah, listen, know your audience. Know what, what happens behind closed doors is your business and nobody else's. Everybody does it to some extent. You try not to, and in public, you really can't do that. And you shouldn't, because, like I've said on many a sermon, is, a whole people are never responsible for the bullshit that 1 or 2 or 10 or 12 do. It's just, people start listening to one side of the headphone and they get programmed into believing shit, Hey, Nicholas. Hi, dear Dirk. Dear Dirk. I received my first Omega watch. Ooh, a big Planet Ocean, baby. Oh, so excellent. Do you have some pictures? Do you know how to send us a picture, right? Let's share your Planet Ocean. A very big watch of the James Bondoverse. Basherdirk@gmail.com. That is Basherdirk@gmail.com. You share it with me and I share it with the world. We'd love to see your watch. That would be great. Yeah, and congratulations. And a beautiful watch. It certainly is. Fantastic. Speaking of Greece, Vasilios is here. Good evening to all. Ammonia, right? That's kind of a shitty part of town, right? It was beautiful, though. I loved it. I loved every single thing about Greece. Dirk, I own that stellar chronograph watch. If you want one, I know the very best place to get one. You own that watch? Julian, you own the Cosmonaut watch? Look at this man of taste, style, and everything that goes along with it. And everything that goes with it. Wow. Take a picture of that, Julian. I would love to see that. That watch is, woo. I'm putting that on my wish. I like weird stuff. I like, the old Longines, or like, sure, an old Rolex is cool, and a vintage Omega, sure. All that's sure. But like off-brands, Russian brand, how cool is that? It's very, very cool. Take a picture. I'd love to see it. I love to see it. In the photo I sent you, I was wearing a G-Shock. I still wear it today, 25 years later. Same watch. We're going to get to that in a minute. Oh, here we go. Panel Power says, unfortunately, I don't live in Italy. I live in Ireland. I just popped over Italy for the next 6 weekends, Six Nations rugby, Italy versus Ireland at Stadio Olimpico. But you go there a lot, and you do speak the language. I know that because you do it all the time on the show. You do it all the time. Dave says, I watch some opposition news to make sure I'm correct in my perception. Me too. I do too. I turn on Fox News and Newsmax and OAN every once in a while to just go, what? Wait a minute, what? Because I'm a people person, not a party person. I've never been affiliated. I mean, I told you guys I was a registered Republican way back in the day. My first voting, I voted for Rudolph Giuliani to become the mayor of New York City because we needed it. And he did a great job before he went cuckoo. And I was a registered Republican until I got myself out of the party game. I don't believe in that. I just don't believe in it. Ray says, Dirk, I will have a surprise gift for all the bashers on Paddy's Day. If you're doing a St. Patrick's Day special, we'll run it by you an email. Let me see. Okay, so I've got a very funny week coming up. And more about that later. Paddy's falls on a Monday. Yes, sir, I will do something on Paddy's Day. I will do something on Paddy's Day because I have stuff to do this week and it might affect the bashers. I will let you know all about it. But yeah, we'll run it by you in an email. Thank you, Ray. Melly C says, sometimes you need to be careful how much time you give to others. Givers are going to give and takers. This is true too. And I believe me, I have my list of those two people too. It is important to open your heart, but it's also important to protect, yes, oneself. I get it. And you're right. You're right. 100% right. Because there are people that just take. And it's crazy. Franco Fiore, upvote, please. Grazie mille, signori, and buonasera. You need to be careful how much time. There it is. It's also important to protect one's heart too. Yeah, I agree. RP1960. Hey, Hey, RP 1960. We always visit Gallagher's Steakhouse on West 52nd while in New York. Very old school. For a little less traditional, we try Club A Steakhouse on 58th. Thank you, RP 1960. And that was my mother's favorite steakhouse. My mother, she never got steak. She always got filet of sole or whatever. And my sister Carrie's place was 21. She was obsessed with that place. And it was great. One of the best pastas I've ever had in my entire life. It was not chanterelle. What are the mushrooms that look like radiators? It was incredible. It was a pasta dish. It was outrageous. Scotty Love, for village walk around, Mamoon's falafel. Well, sure. You know what, Scotty Love? I was just talking about Mamoon's the other day because we talked about when we first met. I was obsessed with falafel and hummus and baba ganoush and all this stuff because one of my first jobs, I worked at a place called Pita Plus, and I learned how to make falafel and all that stuff, and I still do to this day. Fight goes for the Italian hero or other Italian standard heroes. Yeah, cool. Yeah, well, Mamoons. I got to tell them about that. Yeah, still the very best falafel in New York City. 100%. Oh, Delmonico's Steakhouse. Yeah, Sparks. Yeah, I put that on the list. Delmonico's. I forgot about that. That's way downtown, but that's worth it. Very, very, very cool. Dave's looking to try Delmonico's and Carne Mare next time in New York City. I don't know about the Carne Mare. I don't know about the Meat Sea. That's what it's called. That's crazy. Yeah. Colm says no sympathy for pharma companies. Yeah, no, I have no sympathy for them at all. It's gross what they do. I used to work for AstraZeneca, and they had a stiffy topical cream that was superseded by Viagra. Needless to say, they had boxes of the stuff lying around. Loads of staff used to steal it for fun. You want to hear something really terrible? So I used to work for this guy. He's deceased now, so I can tell this story. And one of my side hustles was I was an in-house bartender for this very, very wealthy older man who was closeted homosexual. And he was very rich. He lived on Park Avenue, had the most ridiculous. I've told you about his stereos and how he gave me $100,000 to go out and buy Macintosh stuff. And like, I went crazy at this place called Harvey's Audio. I'll take this, and I'll take this, and I'll take this, and I'll take this. And I set it all up for him, and it was great. Anyway, he was closeted, and he was quite old. And, we had the run of his house because the major domo was our friend. And I still have the keys to his apartment. He's dead, but I'm sure they changed the locks. But in his refrigerator, he had this stuff called, I'm going to get the name wrong. It was called like Infrajet or Instajet. And it was a syringe with medication that you would actually shoot into your nether region to create the desired effect. And I used to say at that point, and Paul said this best, at that point in your life, you should really be worried about building ships in bottles or finishing the puzzle. Or just a great glass of wine. Man, why? Who would want to do that? Oh man, God, terrible. Oh, it was called Muse. How weird is that? Dave says Delmonico's was closed every time we were visiting our daughter. Does it? We were there not long ago. We went there, and it was open. Yeah, I had the potatoes. They were very, very, very good. Very, very good. Tiffany is a lawyer. Okay, so I'm missing that. Tiffany is a lawyer. What do you mean by that, beautiful Sharon? I spoke so much I completely lost track of. I probably was part of a thing, and I don't remember. Tiffany is a lawyer. Just easier to get on with short notice. Walk down the street. It's a ghost town after dark. It is good though. Yeah. It is easier. You make a reservation, you won't even get in there. Muse is apparently still around, but now it's a suppository. No, Drew, I know. I'm worried. Can I just say how worried I am that he's not here? I'm really worried. Because this is his taunting hour. This is when him is bliss. But you know what? This makes me worried, Dino. It makes me worried because I'm worried. Okay, Andy M says the Russian space program also uses watches as well. I'm going to get going on the Gallery of Bashtards because I talked so much. I never think, how am I ever going to fill an hour? That's what I say. The Gallery of Bashtards. Now I know Tiffany Trump is a lawyer. Oh, is she? That poor girl. She's Marla Maple's daughter. She's never in the mix whenever you see them. She's rarely, if ever, in there. Joe LaFaro loves Delmonico's. He says it's great and sorry he's late. Better late than never is right. Look who's here. Morel. Jim Lassick. Hi, Jim. Great to see you. Didn't we miss Jim Lassick in the room? We did. We missed him. Morel's. So I went there with my sister. It's gone now. 21 is gone. It's so sad that it's gone. It's tragic. I had pappardelle with like a morel. It was a cream sauce, but it wasn't overly creamy. It was I think to this day, it might be the most delicious pasta I've ever had. And morels are expensive. You can only get them dried here, and those were fresh. Morels, you are the king. And a $5 super chat. Hello, Dirk and friends. Better late than never. I hope all is great in your lives. Cheers. No, cheers to you, beautiful Jim Lassick. I wrote him an email the other day because it's like, you know what? When I don't see people I love on the show, I get nervous. I get nervous because I've become attached to your face. You get attached to people. And when you see people on the regular reg and then you don't, you're like, uh-oh, anyway, there he is. So happy to see you on there. And I'll give you a big bang boom for that. Let's give you Super Chat on 2. That's Jim Lassick. Did you send me a picture? Only for you do I wear Speedy on Tuesday. Great to hear. Okay, that's from Jim. I got an email from him. Very cool. First and only Omega. Dave, you sent me a picture. You sent me something, but it has no picture in it. Where's the picture? Send me the picture. It's the Gallery of Bashtards. That's what we're doing here. So let me start off with the first guy in the room. Oh, so ready for this? We all know that Julian got a brand new lens, right? He got a ASPH Leica DC Noctacron lens. Say that slow and sexy. And this is the first photograph he took with it. And of course, he's manipulated the shenanigans out of it. Or maybe he hasn't. Ladies and gentlemen, Julian. Look at that. Now, is that one of those? Is that a tureen? It is, right? In black and white. Look at that. Look at the resolution on this thing. Holy smokes. And you created a still life. Look at that. And there's the only person I know in the room who could read that right now is Nathaniel Hannon. Amazing. Congratulations on your new lens. I look forward to years and years of this lens and your beautiful art. Thank you, Sir Julian, for that. How wonderful. It's beautiful. Next up in the Gallery of Bastards is Becky Brown. She said, this is for Laverne and Julie. Hey, Dirk, I had the day off, so I hiked up to Kyoto's Mount Inari. About halfway up, I came upon a beautiful Buddhist shrine. Of course, I had to light candles for Laverne, and especially this week, because on the 17th is when she left me. A year. But this is where the beautiful Becky Brown lit a candle for my Laverne and for Julie. And I said, how wonderful is it that somebody lit a candle for those two beautiful ladies on the other side of the world in such a foreign culture. A beautiful gesture from a beautiful lady. I can't thank you enough. Look at that. Amazing. Look at this. That is incredible. Thank you so much, Becky Brown. You're a beautiful soul. Thank you. Yeah, 17th is going to be shitty. I'm not doing a big, I'll do a show. It's on a Monday. So we'll figure that out. We'll figure that all out. I have some stuff coming up that's off location. So I just got to figure all of that stuff out. Now, La Galleria dell'Accademia, sorry. It's on the other screens. Hard to read. Here's David. This is Panel Power coming back for you. One of the most famous Michelangelos in the whole wide world. This can be found in Florence at the Accademia. Beautiful. Oh, some of the look at this action. Holy this, the unfinished ones. I love Michelangelo. Look at the roughness of this stuff. Yeah. This is before the serious Pietà. But look at this. It tells you what he did here. Look at that. Michelangelo, Pietà. Look at that. Amazing. Mr. Buonarroti and his unfinished works. This is the thing that was so incredibly moving. Look at that. Look at this. Prigione. Look at that. That means prison. Look at this thing. Oh, wow. Yeah, he just walked away from these things. They were absolutely stunning and beautiful. Incredible. Wow. Incredible. Look at that. Oof. Yeah, isn't it amazing? Look at this. He would just decide that I'm done here. It's crap. Wow. Yeah, I was there a long time ago. I think 99. It's the last time I went in there. Oh boy, look at this. Oof. Wow. Hey. And the portrait of the man himself. And look at that beautiful Aquaterra. Looking great. Look at that. Look at that's the size of the thing. It's pretty big, right? Amazing. And then he went and he took his Aquaterra to the Omega store. And I know that shop. It's right outside the little piazza there. It's got the best. Does it still have the best Omega sign ever? The neon sign, that the vertical one. It's the best Omega sign ever. But look at that. Oh, there's the new one too. I don't love that one at all. I think it looks dingy. Looks dingy, but that, look at that, popping on the red. Look amazing. Look at this stuff. Wow. Beautiful, man. Thank you so much, Panel Power. From Florence to you. Thank you so much, buddy. Steve McLeod, local picks for you. Hey, Dirk, some local picks. The Abbey is Pluscarden Abbey, about 4 miles from me. Thank you. Thank you so much, Steve Mac. Take a looky. Oh, wow. Look at this framing. Oh, brother. That's nuts. I can't even blow this up because I'll lose some of the image. How do you frame that? What is the procedure to make this happen? It's crazy. Wow, I feel like I'm watching CinemaScope. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh man, do I not have this tightened correctly? Why is this so loose? My microphone just got mad at me. I've been moving it a lot lately, that's why. Wow, look at this. Abbey is gorgeous. More Ansel Adamsry. Beautiful stuff. Wow. Surreal. Look at these skies. Oh, look at the snow. Wow, that is quite beautiful. This cropping is crazy town. Beautiful. Looks cold, really cold. Amazing shots, buddy. Thank you so much. That's crazy town. Look at that. This looks like the opening of some, John Ford movie. Wow. Thank you. Beautiful stuff. Thank you, Steve, very much. Ray, a lifetime ago, young, not so dumb, and full of fun. Oh, shit. This is an advert with our very own Raphael. Troops on a test drive. Oh, boy. Look at this. Tanks a Million, Big Fellas Corporal Noel Poole, explaining the features. The first of the new multi-million-pound Moog Piranha armored personal carriers to Privates Ray Meehan. Look at that. Paul Duffy and John Kelly. When the state-of-art vehicles was unveiled at Renmore Barracks yesterday. Look at that. Yeah, well, you could see Raphael right then and there. There he is. Look at you looking like cadets. Unbelievable. Oh, privates. That's amazing, Ray. Cool as that. And you did a lot of stuff. Thank you for your service, buddy. I know you did a lot of great stuff for the people of Ireland and the people of Lebanon as well. I know you did. Thank you, buddy. Melly C, some Eminem madness. Let's get some cats going, baby. Where is Drew B? I'm so worried about him right now. God, I hope everything's okay. Oh, boy. I get so nervous. No, Dave, I started it really late because I was talking. Who's lurking behind the purple curtains? It's Mork. Peekaboo, we see you, buddy. Oh, hello, beautiful lady. This almost looks like a like a Da Vinci or a Michelangelo pose, almost religious. Pretty lady. Oh, I can't get enough. I can't get enough of the Mork and Mindy show. Oh, that's it. Well, I'm like, where's more? Thank you, guys. Thank you, Andy and Melly for the Mork and Mindy show. It means a lot to us, as you know, as you well know. Fergal McDermott is in the room. Oh, Jesus, Fergal McDermott. What do you got going on for us, Fergal? Some Christopher Ward with that. Oh man, I love those bezels. Oh, look at that domed crystal on this thing. By the way, your watch photography is unparalleled, man. Beautiful shots. You really do look great. And that Bakelite, nothing is crazier to me than I love those 50s Bakelite looking style bezels. They're amazing. They look like they're floating. Beautiful for dress time. When you and the missus go out. Oh, le 60 millions. That's not skimpy. Very nice. That's a Grand Vin 2023. Beautiful. I like me some Saint Emilion too. And look at that coffee. You know, I've made a million coffees, like, you know, in the place I worked with downtown, but I was never good at the flower thing. And I knew people were great at it. Look at that. Look at that Christopher Ward. Beautiful blue. Is that their official color? Because their blues are amazing. 5-day power. Look at that. Oh, hey. Hello. Look at you. Hello, baby. What a great shot. What a great shot. What a great way to end the watches, buddy. Amazing. Thanks, pal. Amazing. Amazing. Here's Baffy. Hi, Dirk. Baffy had his portrait done this week. Persian ragdoll. Oh, look at this little baby. This is just too much. Portraiture. Oh, hi, Benny. Hello, baby. Oh, what a kitten. I mean, I just can't. That's just not fair. Oh, my God. Look how cute you are. That's the official portrait, I'm assuming. Wow. Wow, look at that. It's so cute. What a great shot. Thank you, darling. What a baby. Look at that. That's crazy, Sharon. That's Baffy. Ken Furby, succumb to my desire for this Japanese 2001 film poster, turning the living room into a student's bedroom circa 1970. From Mr. Ken Furby. Oh, man, I disagree. I think that looks cool as fuck. And also, I swore. And it's perfect. Look at that. First of all, look at the style of it. I mean, it's 2001. Can you even? There was a very famous gossip columnist in New York City when I was young, and I got to know her pretty well. Her name was Liz Smith. She lived in the building where I worked. And the guy that wrote a lot of her columns was a guy named Dennis, good friend of mine, still is. He's a wonderful guy. And for his birthday one year, I found a Japanese poster of a movie called The Pleasure Seekers. And that was one of his favorite movies. It was about 3 girls, and they go off to Madrid to find men, money, and fortune and stuff. And it was with Anne Margaret and Brian Keith and a bunch of other people. It was a remake of 3 Coins in the Fountain, so to speak. But I got a poster like that, and man, those Japanese posters are the greatest posters ever. That's fantastic. You deserve it, and it looks great. Look at it framed. Nah, if it was you in college, your dorm, it would be Thumbtacks, wouldn't it be? Amazing. Scotty Love with today's Speedmaster, looking great. Well, that's the way to do it. That's the way we do it. Scotty Love Speedy on this Speedy Tuesday. Looking great on a NATO. Amazing. That's great. That's the way to do it. Hesselite. Yeah, baby. Dot next to 90. As it was forever and ever. Now everything's dot over 90. I think they ruined dot over 90 by putting on all the newest Speedmasters. They don't need to do that. Why did that become somebody? Who was the first guy that went dot over 90? That looks great. Look at perfect on you. You got a big ass wrist, brother. That is one big wrist. That's 42 millimeter watch. I know because he tried to try on my Milgauss and it would not fit. So we all know. He's got the girth. You got the girth. You got the girth. I Bash Gallery is Bronson crashed out some local scenery, which is amazing. Oh, get ready, guys, for this. For Bronson. Oh, man. Wow. Oh, sleepy Bronson. Oh, wow. What is that thing? What is that? First of all, you got the fisheye lens going on there, but what is this platform? It looks like is it to show the terrain? It is, right? It's some kind of a map. Wow, how cool is that? Druids lived there at one time. Wow, these are great. That's insane. Oh, Bronson, come on. Bronson's got a girlfriend. Bronson's got a girlfriend. Just saying. Joe LaFaro for Vasilius. Vasilius wanted to see these from handsome Joe LaFaro. The Fortis. There you go. Joe's got the kind of collection I like. It's got some very unique and individual pieces. And look at that. That shirt's looking pretty damn great. And is this a brand new shot? Is this you today? I think you look much more handsome unmanscaped. Look at that. Very manly looking wrist there. The Fortis. Oh, official Cosmonauts chronograph. Look at that. Look. Can I say that any higher? Look at that. Wow. That's cool. Great shirt combo. Looks cool. All right. Here, there's some manscaping going on here. This is from the archives. Look. Oh, there's this. Is that the same one? It is, right? Is it? Can't tell. They look so different in these shots. Oh no, they're two totally different Fortises. Wow. You with the Fortis collection, buddy. That looks like a big watch, right? Because you're a brawny guy. You're in shape. What size is that thing? That looks regular. That looks huge. Not recent pics. Okay. How big is it? Hey, Joe. How big is it? This particular one. This is a large one, right? This is a large watch. What is this, like 46? Because this one I'm assuming is a 42-ish, right? That looks like Speedy territory. And that, how big is that? That's very cool. The Fortises are cool, man. Yeah, I love the Cosmonaut watch action. That's very, very cool. I have a third, but it's not a Cosmonaut. Oh, wow. Wowee. Looking very, very, very cool. Mr. Noel, there he is. Oh, 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 oh. Dirk's hyperventilating. Oh, there it is. Oh, man, that watch. That watch is crazy. Palm trees, pools, and a first Omega in space. That is so beautiful. Wow. Great shot, too. Great wrist shots, too, man. That fits you. Look, you're wearing it a little bit slightly loosey-goosey, I can tell. You don't keep it tight on the wrist. Looks amazing. You could be a hand model, too. You know that? He's got a great-looking hand. Great-looking hand. Oh man, I feel so bad. Dean just said, "Great Gallery of Bashtards." Thanks, Drew B. I am personally worried because that's what happens to me. I worry. Ken Furby, Panel Power AT. Oh hey, a little Aquaterra show off for you. The counterpart, the Black Dial. We all know and love it. Amazing. Wow. Look at that. Yeah, we love that one. The latest and the greatest, and looks perfect on you. Perfect size. Perfect for you. Amazing. Mr. Furby. ID Guy Project from Vasilios. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, everybody's talking about their Rolex predictions, right? ID Guy. Yeah, everybody wants that, right? Are they gonna put nibs on there? Aren't they gonna put them on there? Don't the new ones have those? I know that they're talking about bringing the Milgauss back and putting it in a super case with crown guards, which, I guess that's the logical thing that'll happen, right? I guess. Me guesses. Yeah, it's cool. I know everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing the predicciones, and that's fine. Mr. Fitz, is this a video? Let's see. Oh, I'll download it. Hold on. I got a program that allows me to do such things now. My movie. Let's see. Oh, okay, great. It's a cat movie. We love a cat movie. Who doesn't love a cat movie? Let's do it. My movie 4. Oh, meowing. Oh, that's great. That's a great movie. Oh, thank you for that. Jackson strutting his stuff from Rufus. Thank you, Rufus, so much. Sunday walk from Vasilios. Let's take a look what's going on here in Greece. Dave Fahrenheit says, I can't wear it any tighter because it won't get past my hand. Because you got big paws, brother. That's why. Oh, I got the wrong one up. Wrong one. I never realized that you had such gigantic paws. James M had big hands. Holy crap. I feel like such a little twink. He had some serious paws in him, that guy. And, he's a in shape, handsome guy. Like, you wouldn't think he would have such a gigantic wrist. And it was 8+. And his hands, amazing. Amazing. Wrist envy. It happens. Look at this beautiful duck, Vasilios. Thank you. Oh, look at this. Is that a mallard? What's going on here? Oh, it's thinking. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, my God. Look at everybody with this class photography you guys are doing. Wow. Wow. These are some, look at the photography. You guys are out of control. What did you shoot this with, dearest Vasilios? Because these are beautiful. The resolution on this is insane. Oh, wow. Look at that. And where exactly is this? This is snow-capped mountains. Tell us where. We want to know where. Where? Beautiful. iPhone. Don't say that, Dean. I mean, it probably is. Like, I'll tell you what I had to do the other day. I had to do a quick photo shoot for the albums. This German guitar player, Markus, that he sends me a music track and says, can you write lyrics and a melody for it? And I did one for him 2 years ago, and I did 2 new songs for his new record. He goes, I need a picture of you kind of like this. Now, we have a million great cameras in the house, but when you're shooting yourself, I just used my iPhone because it's going to be for a CD or whatever. And it turns out you cannot use the front camera on an iPhone. I had to use the back camera. So it was very hard to shoot it myself. It was a whole black background lighting thing. But it was annoying. To do. Beautiful shots, man. Thank you, Vasilios. Tell us exactly where that is. It's shot on iPhone. Look at that. Ionina Greece shot on iPhone. Wow. Yeah, they look great. It's not much you can say. They do look great. And coffee, Vasilios. And coffee. Well, that's a moon, isn't it? Look at that. Oh, that's great. You're having a coffee now afterwards. Amazing. The gang's all there, huh? Fantastic. Marcus never hit the #1 spot. He's not on my show. I don't think he even knows about it. He's like one of those shredders. He's a great songwriter. The songs are really good. I think I showed. I did. I played a little bit of it once on the show after I did it, and I got a copyright strike for a song I co-wrote. Well, I've got 2 on the new album, and I had to do one of these kind of, rock shots. I I could probably pull it up. You want it? It's hilarious. I don't care. I make fun of myself all the time on the show because who cares? I mean, who cares? I don't care. Who cares? Who cares? I'll find it right now, and then you guys will have a good laugh. But I shot this. So I did a whole photo shoot, and I thought the pictures were good. And I used the front of my phone so I could see what I was doing. I had it on the gimbal and everything, and I thought it came out really well. I went to blow them up, and they were absolute shite. There was nothing I could do to make it look good. Downloads. Where did I do these? It's gonna be over the top photos. Dirk final shot. Oh yeah, it's a rock shot, but it's funny. I think you'll get a hoot out of it because I like to make fun of myself because I'm a total tool bag. Are you gonna open up or not? How many megabytes is this? 35 megabytes. That's a big JPEG, right? Ooh, am I freezing? Tell me I didn't freeze. Oh, I froze for a minute, huh? My computer got mad at me because I tried to open up a giant photograph. You know what? I'll show it another time because that was scaring the whole damn thing. Oh, it opened. Here, you'll laugh at this. This is my rock shot for his album. It said it had to look a certain way. Woohoo! Why is it coming up green? Why is it coming up green? It's not green. That's weird. Hold on a second. No, it's black. It's color. Is that something my computer getting mad at me? Let's see. Why is that coming up green? Huh. I don't know why it's doing that. I mean, it's like a full color photograph. Who knows? Weird. Anyway, that is the Gallery of Bastards, my dear friends. Thank you so much to everybody for including their beautiful shots, their cats, their watches, their beautiful scenes, their art, their lenses, all those things.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublimely absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
Got to get to a couple of the comments first because there's a bunch of stuff in here that you guys wrote, and I don't want to miss this. I don't want to miss a thing. Because they're all important. They're all important. Where were we? Delmonicos. Oh, yeah. Scotty Love says that you bought a Kubrick lens. Is that true? Is that absolutely true? And Ray, my Helm Vanatu would be straight up your street, an unusual diver watch. Yes. Jim Lassick says, Ray, miss you, my friend. Always going as planned. Never out of the fight. Never. And Joe just has got a couple of the Fortises, and he sent it great snow pics. David Thomas says, I'm wondering if you started the gallery early. I certainly did not. I just was talking too much. I love Fortis too, as we got to see them, and they're beautiful. He says they're a 38 and a 42, but it's a tall one. Jesus, those daylight savings hours haven't kicked in yet. Yeah, I got a little whacked out by it, for sure. It was not easy. Not easy at all. Melly C says, beautiful kitties. Yes. I scrolled up to see who was number one. It wasn't. It was Dave Fahrenheit 451. Dean spent Saturday adjusting all the clocks. What a fluffy kitten. North America changes their clocks last week, and the UK and Ireland is until the end of March. No idea why, because we're all ridiculous. Dean says, thanks, Dave. It's not the 30th of March. The clocks change. Wow. The amount of watches you have that you must have been there all day. Amazing shot, though. Bronson is so regal, says Andy M. He is. Amazing Fortises and not recent pics. Oh, that's why your Italian arms. Sharon with $13.99 in a red heart. Thank you so much, darling. And what a beautiful gesture. Thank you for helping to keep the lights on here. And that is a beautiful super chat. Thank you so very much. Let's give you Gong Woman 2. Dave Fitzsimon says, limited edition 9 p.m. bash is available for 3 weeks only. Should I do one of those? I could do that. It's not that hard to do. I just have to get on at 3, right? That's what I'd have to do. I have heard those Soviet watches are built like tanks. I want one really bad now. I really do. They're as heavy as tanks. Is that right? Well, they're probably made out of lead. You know, Dean says, what about Daniel Dirk? He's not here. Don't you care? Daniel, where are you? No, but I'm really worried because he had planned this whole thing for today for you and him to face off with the moon swatches. That's kind of one of my favorite things on the show. I think it's hilarious. That's crazy. Was a beautiful sunny day in Greece. It looked absolutely gorgeous. Some beautiful nature photography. Incredible. I laugh at myself often because I don't want those laughing at me to feel alone. That's true. Oh, it wasn't green on the thing. It looked green on my screen. Okay. That's weird. That's really crazy. Yeah, I look like a greaser. I know, right? It's ridiculous. That's what he wanted. He wanted all black leather and all that shit. It's rubber, but whatever it is. Late. No photos. Anyway, okay, that's the show. Thank you so much. At 6:30 p.m. Thanks, Bashers, for coming on in and hanging in there. Drewby, do. Where are you? I'm going to write you an email right now because I'm worried. I worry. I know everything should be okay. I worry about the safety of you, your loved ones, and your family, and I hope everything's okay. That's all I have to say. Uh-oh, there he is. Fucking hell. Do you want to show the moon swatch already? God damn it. Are you okay? Like when we realized you weren't on the show tonight, everybody got, well, I got really nervous because I was like, you're going to send moon swatches oh, there it is. Holy smacks of Rooney. Damn it. There he is. Are you ready? Are you ready? This is the best way to end the show ever. Okay. This one's for you, Dino. Drew B is wearing his Omega Swatch collab, the Moon Swatch in Moon Phase with Snoopy. Do you have a loom shot where he says, what does it say on top of that one? It's got a cool thing on the top of that. Look at it. That's the coolest of the moon swatches, and that is just for you, Dino. Way to go, Drew B. It's great stuff. You know, like 20 people had left the room and they all came back. It's the fake version, even worse. I don't think he goes to, what is the name of that? AliExpress. I don't think he's done that. Snoopy over Snoopy. Yeah, this is a great one. I mean, they're 300 pounds though. Like, you know, they're a lot of money. I like them though. I think they're funny. Wow, Moon Swatch. I want one now. LEC, of course. Because look at the double Snoopies. It's the smartest thing they ever did was put Snoopy on that. Absolutely 100%. Amazing. Okay, so now I don't have to send an email. Are you guys okay? I'm worried. Because we didn't see K at all. I'm like, oh my God. We didn't see the moon swatch. I got nervous. I got really nervous. That's just what happened. Anyway, you send us a K shot for tomorrow's show. Drooby do. So we know that we've got, we're all grounded and everybody's well and we're all feeling good. It's very important. It's all very important to us here at the iBashers Network. Anyway, guys, that is my show. Thank you so very much. Joe Farrow says, I think I can't sleep without a nightlight. That's what it says, Joe Lofaro. Handsome Joe comes in with the right thing. Isn't that so cool? Yeah, that's the coolest one that they make. I agree. It is. And I'm glad that he came around. Yeah, the white variant came out first and the black one came out afterwards. And remember the white one, I just said, that's going to get really, really, really dirty. And he got the black one. You might have the white one too. Dean, did you get the white one? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for a great show. Thanks, Drew, for popping in and doing the absolute best thing ever. It was hilarious. The Moonswatch thing is the greatest. And thanks to everybody for all your photos and your great times tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Grow Watch Wednesday or whatever Wednesdays, whatever we're calling it these days. It'll be great to see you all. Thanks, guys. Remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And remember, if you encounter somebody who's not so nice, give them the benefit of the doubt. You don't know what they're going through. It could be illness or irritability. It could be they need to take a crap. Who knows what it is? Something just to set them off. Underneath it all, they might be a great person. But maybe they're not. And then they're just a